And a good morning to you here on the final day of the 14th Annual Brunswick Holiday Classic. We start our quadruple header coverage with the Caldwell Cobras at 5-5 and Bryant and Stratton Bobcats at 7-6. Hi again, everybody. Chris Shima, glad to be with you. Let's get to the starting lineups. First for Jamison McIver and the Cobras, who lost against Harcum on Friday by 11 and then beat Chat State by 18 yesterday. Same starters for McIver. It's number 0, Xavier Perry. Number 3 is Sergey Svetovich. Number 5, A.J. Godley. Number 10, DJ Boyce. And number 24, Andreas Vergara. And now for Bryant and Stratton and head coach Cliff Coleman, coming off that tough loss in overtime yesterday to Cape Fear, 86-83. It's number 0, Jontez Raspberry. Number 1 is Khalil Oden. Number 5, Kamani Small. Number 10, Travis Hamilton. And number 13 is Gamar Powers. So Caldwell looking to make it 2 straight in the win column. Bryant and Stratton trying to split the trip down here at the Holiday Classic. Bobcats got a big game out of Khalil Oden yesterday. He had 19 points, and then 13 apiece for Hamilton, Powers, and Milt. Meanwhile, for Caldwell, 40 points combined from Perry in the first 2 games. Godley with 46 to lead, I believe, everybody in this field in scoring. So those two have really performed well for Caldwell as the Cobras try to go 2-1 here in the weekend. For Caldwell, they're back in action on Wednesday. They'll be at Cleveland Community College. And on the 21st, Bryant and Stratton will head to Southwest Virginia. So we're underway with the Bobcats controlling the opening tip. Here is Small pulling up at the half circle, and he able to get Bryant and Stratton on the board very quickly, 2-zip. Svetkovic to Boyce. Boyce had a good game yesterday with 13. Svetkovic buries the triple. He was in double figures yesterday with 13 himself. He had 7 in the first game on Friday. Powers tries to answer with a triple. It's short. Offensive rebound, though, by Hamilton. Here's Small into the lane, goes off the glass, hung it short. Small follows it, missed again, and the rebound chased down by Boyce. Godley, front court, into the lane, no good. Tipped rebound comes to Khalil Oden. Hamilton out deep, 17 on the shot clock. Into the lane, he'll go glass and score. So 4-3 Bobcats here in the opening 90 seconds. Perry out deep. Perry's upped his scoring to over 17 points per game now for Caldwell. Swings it out, Svetkovic for 3 again, not that time. So he's 1 out of 2. Powers the board. Bryant and Stratton looking to push. Good energy for both of these teams. So this very early game as Hamilton makes another athletic play. 6-3 Bobcats. Perry trying to answer back. Svetkovic extra pass. Vergara for 3. No good. Rebound by Perry. Perry looking for Boyce. Boyce to the cutter, and it's going to be an offensive foul as A.J. Godley called for the charge. So first foul of the game on the Cobras. 17:57 left to go. We're just underway. Final day and game number 1 of 4 that we'll have for you here today on the Dolphins YouTube channel. Oden with the fake, drives in, Raspberry baseline shot, too strong. Another board for Godley. A.J. Godley, a double-double guy, 22.5 points per ball game and 10 rebounds. Here's Boyce for 3. Bricked it. Powers has the board. 4-on-4, Powers to the hoop. Bryant and Stratton attacking at the rim here in the early going. And they lead at 6-3. Perry to the bucket. Both teams, like I said, attacking. And now Hamilton will push it into the front court. Small back to him. 4-3, no. So Hamilton's got 4 of the 6, but couldn't get that to go down. And then he commits the foul. Both teams with an early team foul 3 minutes into this one. Vergara out deep. A.J. Godley. Now Perry swings it out. Boyce gets it to go from 3. Boyce hit a couple of big triples yesterday to finish with 13 in the game, 16 on the weekend for DJ Boyce. He averages just under 11 per game on the season. Khalil Oden, his first bucket is good. So another good start for Khalil. Bryant and Stratton back on top. Godley going to work now. Backs it up to Svetkovic. Hand off to Perry. Svetkovic left alone on the roll. His 3 is no good. Vergara put back, yes. Well, tied at 8. 2 ties, 2 lead changes already in the first 4 minutes of this one. Small on the right wing. This is Raspberry back to him. Small for 3, got it to go. So Small has 5. Bryant and Stratton. What they call that, a 2? Yeah, they were waiting to see if it was a 3 or a 2. It's a 2-pointer. So Small with 4, not 5. Had 8 yesterday. So Cobras come up empty. Here is Khalil Oden. Hamilton back to Khalil. Nice cut by Small. Raspberry found him, couldn't get the bucket. Caldwell pushing, but they don't have numbers, so Perry will back it out. Svetkovic out deep, back to Perry. Vergara with the shot clock at 9. It's a Godley. A.J. Godley, turnaround, fading away, got it to go. Tough bucket there by A.J., who I mentioned had 46 in the first 2 games combined. We are tied again. Hamilton over to Powers. Raspberry turnaround in the lane, rims it in. He had 8 yesterday. Bryant and Stratton came up just a little bit short. Did a nice job forcing overtime. They were really pressuring Cape Fear at the end as Godley answers right back. So 4 quick ones for Godley. But credit the Bobcats did not quit. That was a game, really no team led by more than 7 at any point yesterday. That ball's going to go out of bounds. We're going to go to a timeout. 13:56 left to go. 4th time we've been tied already here in the first 6 minutes and change. We'll be back. Welcome back, everybody. 13:56 left to go in the game. So they did change that 2 by small. We were kind of questioning if it was a 2 or a 3. So they change it to a 3 instead. So instead of 4 ties, we have 2 ties and 4 lead changes. I think that's right. But it is 13-12 now, Bryant and Stratton. So that, I thought that was a 3 for small, and they must have discussed it at the scorer's table during that timeout. So Caldwell down by 1. Perry drives in, throws it away. Powers with the steal. Outlet ahead to Khalil Oden, and Oden makes a tough bucket. So Bryant and Stratton leading by 3. Good start again for the Bobcats here today against a formidable, albeit younger, Caldwell team. Some changes for Jamison McIver. Alston Leggett is in the game, number 21. And number 12, Ezra Jamison. Pull up by Hamilton, can't get it to go. Leggett with the rebound. So Jamison, Leggett out there. Perry, Godley, and Boyce. That's the 5 right now for Caldwell. Nice throw ahead on the outlet. Milt scores. He had 13 yesterday. So Jalen Milt in the game. Khalil Oden out there. Raspberry still in the game. Powers and Hamilton. That's the 5 right now as Boyce scores. So Boyce is up to 5. Khalil Oden from deep. Tipped rebound comes to Perry. Perry into the lane. Perry lays it off the glass, no good. Leggett wrestles it away, and it's stripped. Hamilton into the front court. Hamilton hesitates. He attacks. Hamilton off the glass and in. Hamilton with 6, Small with 5, Oden with 4. And Bryant and Stratton has built out a 5-point lead. Bobcats, Region 10 D2 members, and Caldwell Region 10 D1. Bryant and Stratton always in the mix for that D2 crown. Of course, Davidson Davey as Milt gets another 3 to go. This is a nice response out of this the first media timeout now. Bryant and Stratton takes its biggest lead out to 8. So good energy last couple of minutes for the Bobcats here. Well, yeah, Davidson Davey's always the favorite, but Bryant and Stratton always offer some healthy competition. Pitt CC, usually pretty good as well. That tournament will be at Cape Fear this year, and I'll be doing that one, I believe, for you. Powers to Hamilton, steps inside the arc, mid-range shot, no. Boyce throws it ahead to Perry. Perry, quiet start, swings it out. Jamison, extra pass, Boyce. 3 was too strong, and Milt volleyballed it off the glass to himself. So 4 lead changes and 2 ties in this game, but since the first media timeout, Bryant and Stratton has brought the extra energy. Powers to Hamilton. Powers with 8 on the shot clock. He'll step back and bury it. Powers' first bucket. He had 13 in the game yesterday, as Bryant and Stratton came out just short against a shorthanded Cape Fear team. Miscommunication there, Godley and Leggett, and it's another turnover. Just past the midway point here in this opening half. Bobcats have opened it up to a 10-point advantage. We'll be back. 9:59 left to go in this first half, and a nice little run here for Bryant and Stratton. It was 14-13 in favor of Caldwell, I believe, so 24-14 now. Bryant and Stratton on the run. Krishima back here with you wherever you're watching from. Thanks for being with us all weekend long. Milt takes it to the corner. Correction, that is not Milt, that is Powers, who hit his second bucket. Lead is 12 for Bryant and Stratton. Looking for changes here. Harris is in the game for Caldwell, and that's a big three there. Vergara, he got fouled as well, so an opportunity for a 4-point play. Vergara with 5 points already. Much needed for Caldwell as they've been cold over the last 4 minutes of this game. Previously just one basket during that stretch. Now Vergara gets a 4-point play, and 12-point lead down to 8. 9:30 left to go in the game, in the first half, excuse me. Kiwan Oden is in for the first time. Khalil Oden for 3, got it. Boy, he is a special scorer. Khalil Oden, 15 a game coming into this weekend. And I mentioned top free throw shooter in Region 10. Vergara, too strong. Put back no by McFarland, who was stripped but fouled. So Lamarion McFarland checks into the game, and he'll go to the free throw line for Jamison McIver's team. Caldwell swept last year at the Holiday Classic. Best they can do this year is go 2-1. Winners of the last 3 straight Region 10 regular season titles. 28-4 last year. Last won the tournament in 2022. Well, we talked about the D2 tournament, and Davidson Davy is, you know, kind of the odds-on favorite every single year. But over the last 4 years, there's been 4 different winners. That COVID year, Brunswick won it here on Walter Shaw Court. Caldwell won it the next year, then Cape Fear, and then Salk. Just a lot of parity at the D1 level in Region 10. And Salk's looking good again. We talked about them a little bit. It's always hard to tell, and once you get into region play in the regular season, you can kind of suss it out a little bit better because everybody plays a different schedule. McFarland on the putback, 29-21. There's Milt trying a 3. He stays hot. 8 points in the first half for Jalen Milt. He's right at his season average. He had 13 yesterday. 8 minutes to go until halftime. Bryant and Stratton back up double figures. They're led by as many as 12 here this morning. Is it still morning? Oh, yeah. It's very, very morning. Jamison for 3. Can't get it to go. Rebound by Powers. Milt on the left wing. Golden is in for Bryant and Stratton. Kiwan Oden drives in, swings it out. Milt, 10 to shoot for the Bobcats. Powers fading away, can't get it to go. And Svakovic with the rebound for Caldwell. Harris on the near side. Vergara, cross court, Svakovic, extra pass Jamison. Jamison will face up and bury a 3. Well, that looked like a busted play, but Jamison was very in rhythm there, and the lead is down to 8 again. With 7 minutes to go in the half. Cassidy Golden looking for the cutter. Milts, and a turnover for the Bobcats. Perry, Godley back in the game, and Boyce. And we'll go to a timeout. We'll set the 5 on the court when we come back. 6:53 left to go here in Game 1 at the 14th Annual Brunswick Holiday Classic. back, everybody. 6:53 left to play here in this opening half, and an 8-point advantage for Bryant and Stratton. Bobcats have had a very balanced morning with Milt with 8 points, Khalil Oden with 7, 6 for Hamilton, and Small with 5. Ditto for Caldwell. Vergara leads them with 6, Boyce with 5, 4 for Godley. And Jamison has 3, missed that triple try though. Milt over to Hamilton. Raspberry on the wing. Kiwan Oden short on the 3, and Boyce lets it go. So it'll go back to Caldwell. Biggest lead for Bryant and Stratton has been 12. Earlier in the game, we had 4 lead changes and 2 ties. It was looking like it was going to be a very close contest. And since then, Bobcats have been able to separate themselves a little bit. Perry yet to get going. Perry will try his first shot and bury it. And that's what Caldwell needs. Perry, who's had 40 points in the first 2 games combined. He's up to his scoring average to over 17 a game. A.J. Godley with 46 in the first 2 games. He has 4 here today. Face-up jumper from the corner, good by Golden. Lead back to 7 for the Bobcats. Jamison buries another 3, his second triple. Both of them have been contested. So we've seen a lot of good shot making. I always wonder in the early game who's going to have energy, if one or both teams or if neither team has the energy. Sometimes it works different ways, but these 2 teams have both had a lot of energy here for this 11 a.m. start. As the triple is good, the answer by Milt, first player in double figures now. He's got 11. Open look now on the other end for Boyce. He's long on the 3. Rebound by Kiwano. In the front court, it's Milt laying it up and in. So he matches his total from yesterday. Milt with 13 in the game against the Cape Fear Sea Devils. Now is 13 here in the half. We still have 4:40 left to go. McFarland out deep. Boyce. Godley on the wing. He'll fake, he'll attack. Hung it short, and he's fouled. Just the second team foul on Caldwell. Bryant and Stratton with 3. With 4:24 to go. A.J. Godley, one of the top scorers and rebounders in the NJCAA at the in Region 10 in particular. Godley's 73% free throw shooter. He also averages 3.6 assists per game, 2.3 steals. First free throw went down. Svetkovic is back in for Caldwell. And we have a wardrobe issue for Godley that has held us up. So Raspberry, Golden, Kiwan Oden, Milt, and Hamilton. That's the 5 right now for Bryant and Stratton. Godley now up to 6 points. Godley and Perry, Svetkovic, Jamison, and Boyce. Catch and shoot 3, no good. 5 for Caldwell. It's Godley into the front court. Godley had it poked away by Hamilton, but a foul. They changed the fouls on the scoreboard. So it's 5 for Bryant and Stratton and 1 for Caldwell. Inbound goes to Perry. Setkovic catch and shoots. In and out on the three. Tipped rebound was lost out of bounds, so it'll stay with Caldwell. When we come back, 3:53 left to go, 39-32. Bryant and Stratton with the lead. .353 left to play here in this first half, 39-32. Bryant and Stratton leading by 7. They've been up by as much as 12 points here today. Hiroshima, glad to be with you wherever you're watching from. We do appreciate it. Third game in a row for Caldwell, and Bryant and Stratton, second of a back-to-back here at the 14th Annual Brunswick Holiday Classic. And Perry to inbound it now for the Cobras. 3:53 to go, gets it into Godley, couldn't bank it. Raspberry the board. Kiwan Odin into the front court. Odin out near midcourt with it. Both Khalil and Kiwan are out there. Raspberry gets it to Khalil, back to Kiwan. Shot clock down to 10. Raspberry lost it out of bounds. So Bobcats turn it over. Caldwell will get it back. Perry into the front court. Svetkovic, Godley on the near side. Jamison in rhythm. Couldn't get it. Kiwan with the rebound. Throws ahead to Milt. 13 in the first half. Can he add to it? Yes. 16 for Milt. And the lead is double figures again for Bryant and Stratton as we go inside 3 to go until halftime. Perry right of the lane, throws it away. So after a big triple for Milt, Bryant and Stratton gets a turnover. Vergara going to come back into the game as Jamison will go out for the Cobras. Kiwan Odin, one of the top assist men in Region 10. Heat check time, Milts. Couldn't get it that time. Rebound to Caldwell. Perry gets it back. Catch and shoot for Perry, no good. A rebound by Milt. Kiwan goes behind the back. Vergara stays with him. Now Golden, another turnaround shot, no. Offensive rebound, Raspberry. He'll pull up off the back iron, and Boyce collects. Here's Boyce. Runner too strong. Khalil Odin, another rebound, and it poked away. Stays with the dribble. Throws the alley-oop to Raspberry, and it's good. The lead grows to 12. Bryant and Stratton matches its biggest lead here today. 44-32, minute 51 to play here until halftime. We'll be back. back, everybody. So Caldwell finding itself down by 12 again. Second time in the game they've trailed by this many. Perry swings it out. Cvetkovic. Cobras need an answer. Don't get it, though. Kiwan Oden lost the handle as he fell down. And Cvetkovic then losing it out of play. So it's going to stay with Bryant and Stratton. There was some debate there. Khalil Oden with the inbound. Milt leads Bryant and Stratton with 16 in the first half. Oden behind him with 7. 6 for Hamilton. 4 for Powers, 4 for Raspberry. 6 for Vergara, 6 for Jamison for Caldwell's. The bank is good for Golden. So Golden up to 4 points. Biggest lead for Bryant and Stratton, now 14. It's a nice first half for the Bobcats. Cvetkovic, defender, went for the steal. Vergara, Bobcats in a zone here as it's thrown up too strong by Boyce, and the Cobras are cooling off. Well, the Bobcats are still red hot here in the half. Powers to Khalil Oden. Milt to Kiwan. Shot clock at 10 for Khalil. He'll fire. And he gets the contact on Perry. Just the second team foul on Caldwell, but that's a big one. You can see Jamison McIver saying after, well, yeah, coach not happy with that call. And Khalil Oden, a 94% free throw shooter, misses that one short. So for Coach McIver and Caldwell fans, maybe hearkening a little Rasheed Wallish. Oden does get the second one. Chance to get up to 9 points now if he can bury this third free throw. It's the first foul on Perry. Small comes into the game. Milt goes out. So 16 first half points for Milt. So Khalil Oden gets another one to go. Now Cobras will sub in Jamison. And actually they're going to call timeout. 32.6 seconds left to go. Coach McIver drawing up a play as Bryant and Stratton has pushed this lead out to 16. Annual Brunswick Holiday Classic here on Walter Shaw Court. Chris Sheeman back here with you. 2.6 difference between the game and shot clock, so we'll see if Caldwell tries to run some clock here and try to get a bucket and hopefully a little bit of momentum going into the locker room. As hot as they were against Chattanooga State yesterday, that's how hot Bryant and Stratton has been. Small makes a nice defensive play. Oden, Khalil backs it out, fires a three, buries it. Second player in double figures for Bryant and Stratton. 5 seconds to work with now. It'll be Godley answering back with a triple. So 9 for Godley, 51-35, Bryant and Stratton. A high-octane offense for the Bobcats here on this Sunday morning at the 14th Annual Brunswick Holiday Classic. We'll be back with the second half in about 15 minutes. Welcome back to the 14th annual Brunswick Holiday Classic. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you. Second half, Bryant and Stratton with a hot shooting first half, leading it 51-35. Sean, we're underway here, bud. Down low, that's a bank shot on the other end by Godley to get him into double figures. So Godley with 11. Let's set the scores for Caldwell. Godley 11, Jamison and Vergara with 6 points each. 5 for Boyce, 4 McFarland, and 3 apiece Fekovic and Perry. Meanwhile, for Bryant and Stratton, 2 players in double figures already. Milt with 16 in that first half. And then Khalil Oden with 12. 6 for Hamilton, 5 for Small. 4 apiece for Raspberry and Golden. And I think that's everybody. As Small attacks and Small will score. So Small now up to 7. And now it's a steal. Here is Powers. Powers to the hoop. Got it to go. Back-to-back buckets off sloppy play by Caldwell. In the front court, Godley. Vergara to Boyce. Shot clock at 12. Vergara for 3, no good. Rebound controlled by the Bobcats. It's Small on the far side of your screen. Khalil Oden calls for it. Instead, here's Raspberry getting it to him. Powers on the block. Small top of the key. Small attacks. The pull-up, yes. Small with 9. He had 8 yesterday. Quickly into the forecourt is Perry. Perry just 3 points today. Vergara out to Godley. Corner 3 is good. So Godley with 14. He's now got 60 this weekend in the 2.5 games combined. Hamilton lost it. Perry strips him but fouls him. So first foul of the half. And it'll be the second on Perry. Well, they called that on Fekovic. I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be Perry, but at the line, Hamilton. He had 13 yesterday. Hamilton was 6 today. He's 62% free throw shooter. First one is good. Chance to put Bryant and Stratton back up by 20. And he does. 59-39. This is the biggest lead of the game. Godley looking to back down. The scoop, can't score. Follows his miss. Goes back up and banks it. So Godley hustling. He's got 16, but Caldwell's got to get stops on this end of the floor right now. It is all Bryant and Stratton offensively. They've been able to do whatever they have wanted. Hamilton had it poked away, gets it back though. Hamilton to the elbow. Here's Raspberry, the turnaround off the back rim. Fight for the rebound. And it's saved by Powers. Nice play there. Batted around. Raspberry gets it back to Powers, but hold on. It's a shot clock violation. The shot clock was reset at a certain point there on the tip. And the officials are going to have to get together and talk about it. It was reset at a time maybe when it shouldn't have been reset. Now they changed the call. So it's going to be Bryant and Stratton basketball. But the shot clock is at 20 now. And it was at 15. So if we're just calling a mulligan, why does the shot clock go back to 20? I'm not quite sure what is happening. I'm trying to listen on the court, but you've got so many different people talking at once. So I think they're going to put it at 16. 15, correct? That's where we were. That's what I thought. While that was happening, Jamison back in for Boyce for Caldwell. So 14 on the shot clock. Here's Hamilton into the forecourt. Khalil Oden looking for the cutter. Nice pass. Small gets it. Folks, we got to pause for a minute here. I'll be right back. All right, folks, sorry about that. Just a little bit of technical difficulties, but 61-41, as you can see there on your screen. And we got a foul called on Perry, and there's that timeout I desperately needed 90 seconds ago. 15:32 left to go. It's the first foul called. We should be taking a timeout. Don't tell anybody if they don't give it to us, though. All right, now we're on top of it. Interesting start to this second half. Let's put it that way. We'll take a break. 15:32 left to go. We'll be back. All right, welcome back. 15:32 left to go. It's a 20-point lead for Bryant and Stratton. Picked up their first team foul. Out of the timeout, it was on Kiwan Oden. So it's Perry at the line. Perry rims in that first one. Chris Sheeman back here with you. 4 now in the game for Perry after scoring 15 on Friday, 15 on Saturday, and then 25 on Friday. So Khalil Oden, Kiwan Oden. Raspberry still out there. Powers. And Small. That's the 5 right now for Bryant and Stratton. Set the 5 for Caldwell here in just a moment. Kiwan Oden. Down low is Raspberry, and he couldn't handle the pass. So turnover gives the ball back to Caldwell. For Caldwell right now, Svetkovic, Vergara out there. Jamison, Perry, and Godley. So that's the 5 right now for Jamison McIver's team. 3 by Svetkovic, grazes the rim, that's it. Rebound by Perry. What a dime down low. Vergara lays it up and in. So Vergara with 8. 61-45. Last couple of points, buckets for Caldwell, as Small has it rejected by Jamison.
Let's go, be loud, Blake.
Boyce is in. Hamilton in for Bryant and Stratton. Hamilton with 8 points. Raspberry's got 4. Kiwan makes the extra pass. The 3 no good in the corner as Hamilton was looking for the foul. Catch and shoot. Perry for 3. Yes. 8 for Perry. The dime by Godley on that play. And now a 7-0 run here for Caldwell. Has them within 13 with 14-15 to go in the game. Hamilton to Raspberry. Raspberry in the lane. The pull-up is good. 6 for Raspberry. Had 8 yesterday. Vergara left of the lane. Vergara cut off. Flips it up and in. So Vergara in double figures. Second player, or Caldwell in double figures. Godley has 16. Pull-up is short by Kiwan Oden, and then away from the ball. We got a foul called on the Bobcats. So both teams with 2 team fouls. Bryant and Stratton and Caldwell part of a quadruple header today. We got Cape Fear and Harcum next. Brunswick, Chattanooga State. And then on the women's side, Brunswick and Catawba Valley. That's going to go off Caldwell, so we'll stay on this end of the court.
Let's go, Blake, let's go.
There's the hot hand back in for Bryant and Stratton. Kiwan Oden out. Milt comes in. 16 points in the first half for Milt. Hamilton up top. Caldwell in a zone. Raspberry thought about it, finally takes it and hits it. So he matches his total from yesterday. Raspberry with 8. 65-50 Bobcats. Perry on the far side. Perry way downtown, can't get it to go. Hit a triple in rhythm moments ago, but not that time. And now it's Hamilton. Hamilton in the lane, had it stripped. But a foul called on the Bobcats. Svetkovic goes out, Vergara out as McFarland and Boyce come in. McFarland 3 points today. Boyce with 5. So 13 foul on Bryant and Stratton. Raspberry had it blocked, and we got a whistle. Correction, 13 foul on Caldwell. Now 4 team fouls on Caldwell. And free throws to come for the Bobcats. Exactly 7 minutes into this second half. Raspberry at the free throw line, 67% on the season, averaging just under 10 points per game. Also 8.3 rebounds, 1.6 blocks per game. This Bryant and Stratton team third in Region 10 D2 in blocks per game at 5.1 as a team. Golden and Raspberry each with 1.6 each. They're both tied for sixth, came into the weekend, I should say, tied for sixth in those blocks per game. It's a Bobcat team that also leads D2 Region 10 in assists per game coming into the weekend. Very unselfish team. Kewan Odin, a big reason for that. Also Hamilton, who's got the basketball here. Milt out to Raspberry. Small. And on the block, it's Powers. He's cut off. Jamison almost had the steal, but ran out of room. So 9 on the shot clock. You can see Cliff Coleman, the head coach for the Bobcats, pointing up there. So his team is aware. Got some time, but got to get busy if you're the Bobcats on this inbound. Hamilton out deep with it. With 5 to shoot, he'll pull up and bury it. So Hamilton gets in double figures. He is the 4th Bobcat in double figures now. 11 points for him. Lead back to 20, matching the biggest lead of the game for Bryant and Stratton. Perry the runner, yes. Perry's in double figures with 10. He and Godley have 26 of the 52, so half the team's points from those two men. It's Small with 9, gets it to the cutter, Powers. Out to Milt. Milt goes to the right side. Powers with 6 on the shot clock, a contested shot. And good defense there for the Cobras. We haven't seen much of it today for Caldwell, but on that possession it was. Rebound by Small now as we approach 11 minutes left to go in the game. And we're going to get a timeout called by Bryant and Stratton. 70-52, Bobcats in control. .03 left to go in the game. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you. 70-52 in favor of Bryant and Stratton. And the Bobcats looking strong here today. They lost a tough one to Cape Fear in overtime, 86-83. Caldwell hoping to get out of town, winning 2 out of 3 after blowing out Chattanooga State yesterday. They're going to have to come from behind if they're going to pull it off. And they're starting to run out of time. 18-point advantage for the Bobcats. Hamilton Small playing hot potato with it against the zone for Caldwell. Raspberry. Back out Hamilton, 9 to shoot. Here is Small, and that shot is blocked out of bounds by McFarland. So we're going to take another timeout. 10:47 left to play here in the ball game, and the lead is 18 again. Welcome back, everybody. So Bryant and Stratton will have to get cooking here on the shot clock. It's at 6. So not a lot of time to work with here. Milt recognizes, he hoists, missed it short. And that's going to be off Bryant and Stratton. It was deflected off the Bobcats back to Caldwell. 10:41 to go in the game. Bryant and Stratton is led by as many as 20. They've been up double figures for all of the second half and a good chunk of the first half. The way the game started, we thought it was going to be pretty competitive. First 5-6 minutes or so, we had 4 lead changes and 2 ties. Just ping-ponging, but then Bryant and Stratton, after the under 12 timeout in the first half, went on a big scoring run to go up double figures, and it's been that way ever since. Bobcats, I don't see, oh, there are a couple changes. Powers, Raspberry. Hamilton out there with Small and Milt. That's the 5 right now for the Bobcats. Hamilton to the wing. Can't get it to go. Rebound. McFarland is out there for Caldwell with Perry, Boyce, Godley, and Jamison. Hamilton gets the rebound. Hamilton attacks, swings it out to Milt. Milt, free throw line extended, no good. Rebound by Godley. Here's Perry. Cross court to Boyce. Fakes the 3, back out. Perry in rhythm. Can't get it to go. McFarland with the rebound, and his putback is good. Good hustle effort there by McFarland. 70-54, favor of Bryant and Stratton. Powers. Here's Milt. Raspberry throws it out of bounds. Miscommunication there for the Bobcats as the ball will go back to Caldwell. A.J. Godley was 16, a team high. He attacks, swatted by Raspberry. Again, 2 of the best shot blocking teams. Bryant and Stratton, 5.1 a game. Caldwell is second, came in second in Region 10 in blocks per game at the D1 level with 4.4 now. They're up to as a team. Cobras will have 17 on the shot clock, plenty of time. Godley almost got fouled by Hamilton. Just got out of the way enough. Open look for Boyce. Buries the triple. Boyce has 8. Another nice dime there for Perry. Perry averaging 6 assists per game, and you can see why with passes like that. Lead is 13. It's been as high as 20. 7-0 run here for Caldwell. Bobcats got to find something on this end of the court again in this run. Hamilton swatted, put back too strong by Hill, who's in the game, and that's going back to Caldwell. Isaiah Hill in the game for the Bobcats. And Cliff Coleman now going to bring back Khalil Oden, who has 12 points here today. Small will sit down with his 9. Carry into the front court. Godley on the wing. Boyce for 3, got another one. Here comes Caldwell. They have cut the deficit in half, 70-60. And Bryant and Stratton will call another timeout. 7:57 left to go here in the ball game. The Cobras fighting their way back. Welcome back. That's me, Chris Sheeman. Glad to be back with you. 7:57 left to go here in the game. And Caldwell trailed 70-50. Now down just 10. 3 players now in double figures. Correction, 4 for Caldwell. After that 3 by Boyce, he's up to 11. Bryant and Stratton also has 4 guys in double figures. So it's Powers top of the key. Here's Hamilton. He's got 11. Milt leads him with 16. Oden with 12. Raspberry 10. And I mentioned Hamilton with 11. Shot clock is down to 7. Here is Hamilton with 3. With 2. Got it off, but couldn't dry iron. McFarland, nice post defense since he's come into the game. Perry will try a 3. Yes! 13 straight for Caldwell. 70-63. Perry now with 13. And he's up to 53 points here this weekend. Khalil Oden. Ball swung over to Milt. Back to Khalil, now Powers. Bryant and Stratton seems real hesitant offensively all of a sudden. They were attacking the basketball. 3 to shoot. They got to get it off, and a big shot there by Powers. Timeout, Cliff Coleman. That ends a 13-0 run for Caldwell, puts Bryant and Stratton back up by 9. We'll step aside here for just a bit. 6:46 left to go in the game. Caldwell had scored 13 straight before that bucket by Bryant and Stratton. So Bobcats by 9, but this one far from over now. Jamison gets it to Boyce in the corner. Perry now around the world. Perry attacks, scoops it over. Boyce will try another one. Not that time. Offensive rebound by Godley. Perry now back to AJ, and he's blocked but fouled by Raspberry. That is the third team foul on Bryant and Stratton, 4 on Caldwell with 6:20 to go in the game. Cape Fear and Harcum coming up after this one is done, about a half hour after we're done here. Godley now up to a team high 17 point. Actually, it's a game high now, 17. "64 points in 3 games so far for A.J. Godley here this weekend at the 14th Annual Brunswick Holiday Classic. Khalil Oden. Here is Milt on the far side. Back to Oden. Raspberry. Raspberry top of the key. Golden back in. Face-up jumper is no good. Rebound controlled by Godley. Godley on the wing. Perry now. AJ into the lane. Couple of fakes, got it to go. Godley with 20. It's his third consecutive game with 20 points here at the Holiday Classic. Khalil Oden. Lead down to 5. It's a 17-2 extended run for Caldwell. Hamilton. Shot clock is winding down again. Oden for 3. And the offense looks terrible right now for the Bobcats. They've just completely gotten themselves out of the flow. Caldwell hasn't done, but they've been in this zone for the entire second half. Bryant and Stratton was able to build a 20-point lead against this zone. But it's like they've forgotten what to do against it now, all of a sudden. So let's see if Caldwell can keep this extended run going. Jamison, Perry, top of the key. Perry backing down. Catch and shoot 3 by Boyce. Got another one. It is a 2-point game. This is a 20-2 run for Caldwell. Kewan Oden is back in the game for Bryant and Stratton. Swings it up to Powers. Powers with 8, pull up in the lane, no, and the rebound to Godley. That was better offense, though, for the Bobcats. They were at least attacking, didn't get the bucket. McFarland's played great defensively, had his shot blocked on the second effort, and then a frustration foul there. It'll be the 5th on the Bobcats. Or correction, 5th on Caldwell. So it'll be Khalil Oden, Kewan Oden in the backcourt facing some pressure here from the Cobras. Khalil on the far side, over to Kewan. Shot clock again is winding down, it's at 9. Khalil Oden attacks. I don't think Golden was expecting the pass, and he never really got comfortable. Here comes Jamison. Godley with the fake. Godley to the hoop. Yes, and the foul. Caldwell has come from 20 back to tie the game, and they can take the lead. This is just the 3rd tie we've had all game, and we'll see if Caldwell can take the lead when we come back. 3:42 left to go in the game. The score should be 72-72. All even Steven here at the Holiday Classic. 72 all. Caldwell 22-2 extended run. They were down 70-50 in this game. And now it is Godley at the line. Chance to put Caldwell up. This is the first lead for the Cobras since about 9 minutes into the game, maybe. I think it was even earlier than that in the game. It's been a while. And Khalil Odin has it swatted. Boy, the shot blocking today from McFarland has been great. He has been a big reason why they've had this comeback despite only having 5 points. Well, that's not his impact. His impact is on the other end of the floor, and it's been massive. It has completely taken Bryant and Stratton out of rhythm. Here's Perry attacking. Perry cut off, swings it out. Boyce, no good on the three. Rebound by Khalil Odin. Inside 3 to go, 1 point game. On the right side, Powers. It's swung to Raspberry. And again, the Bobcats just kind of passing it around the perimeter. Shot clock is winding down again. Every possession has been like this during this run. Shot clock at 4, shot clock at 3. Kiwan's got a hoist and he hits. Oh my goodness. A huge bucket. I mean, you'll take that if you're Caldwell though. That was great defense. But the 5th lead change now is Bryant and Stratton on top, and credit Kiwan Odin for having ice in his veins. Away from the ball, we're going to have a foul, and it's going to be offensive on McFarland. That is a rare mistake here in this ball game for McFarland, who has otherwise played very good basketball. So it will be 2:04 left to go. The fouls, Caldwell's in pretty good shape if they need to extend this game. They're up to 6 fouls, 4 for Bryant and Stratton. So if the Bobcats need to extend the game, they might want to get a little more physical defensively, get closer to that bonus. How about Kiwan Odin? He's got the last 5 in the game. Matching his total from yesterday. He was scoreless prior to that. Lead is 4 for the Bobcats. And Perry got tied up, or do they call a foul? They're going to call a foul on Kiwan Odin. And again, you'll live with that if you're Bryant and Stratton. You've got some fouls to work with here. So that'll be 5 team fouls. And they've got 1 more to give before it's bonus time for Caldwell. We're going to get a timeout. Minute 38 left to go. 77-73 Bobcats. Trying to finish this one off. Minute 38 left to go. This is really turned into something. 23-7 Caldwell after Bryant and Stratton went up 70-50. So it is Cobras basketball. Just 7 seconds off the shot clock. Jamison inbound. McFarland still in the game. Perry, Godley, and Boyce, the 5 right now for Caldwell. Here's Perry, cut off at the free throw line. Boyce back to him. Shot clock at 10 now for Caldwell. The runner, no good. Tip for the rebound, it's one. Nicely done by Hamilton. Hamilton will slow it down. Clock's your friend in a two-possession game. They can get this inside a minute to go now. Keewan Oden has hit the last 5 points for Bryant and Stratton on a triple to give his team the lead back and then a 2 to extend it back to 4. Shot clock down to 7. Here is Hamilton. Oh, the pass is off the mark, and it's going to be out of bounds off Bryant and Stratton. It would be a shot clock violation anyways. So two-possession game, plenty of time here for Caldwell to work with. Caldwell has 2 timeouts left. Bryant and Stratton just 1. Possession arrow favors the Bobcats. So here we go. Perry into the forecourt. Perry over to Jamison for 3. Yes! 1-point game with 40.2. Now if you're Caldwell, you do not have to foul here. You can play straight up defense. You got 10 seconds to work with, assuming that Bryant and Stratton uses the full 30. So really, the world is your oyster right now, but the Bobcats do still have the lead. And we'll see what they draw up here in the huddle, and then we'll come back. Welcome back, everybody. It will be Bryant and Stratton basketball out of the timeout. So the Bobcats will inbound it now. It'll be small. Here is Hamilton in the front court. And again, clock's your friend if you're the Bobcats. Here is Powers over to Hamilton. Khalil Oden is not out there, and he hasn't been. It's been Keewan hitting the big shots down the stretch. He fades away, can't get it to go. Ball batted out. 8 seconds to work with. Here comes Caldwell. It's Godley, and a timeout for Jamison McIver with 4.4. If you're Bryant and Stratton here, a couple of interesting things to note. They have a foul to give, and they would be well advised to do that. This is the last timeout for Caldwell. So the Cobras are out of timeouts. So if Bryant and Stratton can use this foul, they won't have a chance to draw up a second play. It's a shorter timeout for Caldwell, so we'll see if Jamison McIver, he might be calling 2 different plays here. One on the inbound, and then one in case there's a foul. And if you're Bryant and Stratton, obviously, you got to be careful. God love these JUCO kids, but man, sometimes they're going to foul with the ball with the shot in the air, and that's not when you want to foul if you're Bryant and Stratton. Foul on the floor. Don't wait too long. With 4.4, if you do it within a second, you're still going to make it that much more difficult. But do not foul with your shot in the air. Godley will inbound it. So Godley, look out for him. He's got 23 in the game. He's going to inbound. Let's see if they try to get it right back to him here. Go to the left more. Inbound goes to Perry. They get it back to Godley, and there's the foul to give for Oden. That's perfect. That is exactly how you want to play it there if you're Bryant and Stratton. So now 2.4 to work with here. And it will be Godley to inbound it. All right, correction. McFarland will inbound it now. Perry lost the handle, and the Bobcats survive. 26-7 run by Caldwell at the end of the game, but is 1 point short. And Bryant and Stratton comes to town, splits the weekend, wins their 8th game of the season as the Bobcats take down the Cobras 77-76. We got to go, folks. About a half hour from now, 1:15 or so, a little bit before that, it'll be Cape Fear and Harcum coming up next here at the 14th Annual Brunswick Holiday Classic.